Quick reminder, I do a live stream every day at 2 p.m. Eastern. Visit ojambo.com for details. You're free to join the live chat and post anything about programming or lifestyle topics. And as you can see with this particular article, there's a link to the how to install and use. Oops, what did I do there? Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. That was I'm live streaming on BitChute, Odyssey, and Rumble at the same time, and obviously YouTube. Yeah, so as I was saying here, you can join the live chat and you can post your requests there. Also, be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments because it helps the channel grow and helps other people find tools, open source tools, such as this one. And a lot of upcoming videos, and actually the past month, about 30% of the content I created was requested or suggested by viewers just like you. Okay, back to Lite XL. I'm using version 2.1.8 and I install it on Linux. I'll show you how to install it in Linux. I use the app image. So you can visit the, let's actually take a look at the Lite XL website. So as you can see here, it's lite-xl.com. As you can hear, you can see you can download it. It's available for Linux, Windows, and Mac OS. You can download there. You can go to GitHub. So as you can see, this is what it looks like. And we'll see if it can also run on an ARM CPU. And it says there with a weak ARM CPU with 1 gig of RAM. So yeah, it's also portable as well. As you can see here, Windows, Linux, Mac OS, FreeBSD, Android, Amiga OS, MOF OS, and the web. So that's free and it's hyper extensible, it's customizable, it's hackable. So we will check this out. There's a GitHub page as well, so let's take a look quickly at GitHub. So this is the GitHub. As you can see, it is still as you can tell, it's still in it's still maintained. Obviously, it's not abandoned. It has plugins here, the color themes, and if you want to build it yourself, this is what you need, as you can tell here. So let's take a look. So I'll tell you how I installed it. I went to releases. As you can see, version 2.18, which was released on June 8th of 2025. So that's at the time of this recording of the latest version. If I click that, you can see it says Windows. There's 32/64-bit. For Linux, there's the app image, or you can get the tarball. So I just use the app image. I'll show you that in a second. And for Mac OS, there's Universal, and there's one for Intel, one for Apple Silicon. And you can see all the features that happened in the latest version. Or you can also just click here to get the one you want. So for example, here I just grab the 64-bit version for the app image. You can see the size. The app image means that it comes with everything. You don't need to worry about any dependencies. Any dependency it needs, it comes in it. That's why the file size is big. Obviously, I could have installed just the executable. You can see it's significantly smaller. It's almost like not quite half, but yeah, it's significantly smaller. And there's also a portable version. So yeah, there we go. So that's Lite XL. So I think I've basically gone over through this. If you want to read it, I have the article here. It's open source. The license is MIT license. So if I go back here, it should give me what license it uses. Usually GitHub is pretty good with this. Yes, it's MIT license. I did a dedicated tutorial on the MIT license. If you want to look it up, there's also I wrote an article and there's also a video for that as well. Yeah, so you can see license GitHub. We did that. So I said I already talked about it being cross-platform. And then obviously I don't think it's in the repos yet, but if it was, this is how you would install it. Oh, there's a copper for Fedora, but I said I use the app image. Okay, so the instructions there. You can also, I also provided if you want to build it yourself, sure, there's instructions for that as well. And here are some screenshots. We'll go through this as well when I show you the actual application. And this is the live stream. You guys already heard that. That was BitChute making that noise earlier, so I'll play this. So you go. So that's proof that it's a live stream. So I do have requirements for a programming editor. So I have a glossary here. If you don't understand what open source is, you don't understand what an IDE is, you don't understand what a code editor is, you can just click that and it will tell you a code editor is designed for writing and editing code. That's what I'm more interested in today. And obviously, sometimes you need plugins, which are software components that add specific functionality. So SCM stands for source code management. That's used to manage or track modifications to a source code repository. So that's something like Git. And then LMB and MMB, that stands for left mouse button and middle mouse button or scroll wheel respectively. So this information here is dated because I literally just upgraded my system just yesterday. So but I'll tell you what has changed. So it's still, the CPU is still correct, the Ryzen 5 6600 GT, 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM, that's correct. This one is changed. I was using Fedora 42, now I'm using Fedora 43, and the GNOME desktop obviously changed. It's no longer 48, it's 49. Everything else here, like the large file, the 1 gig human readable file, the regex file, the syntax file, the PHP file which contains HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, a media file, the Java version, PHP version, Python version, and obviously the Lite XL version. Those have not changed, they're still the same. And so for testing, each feature will have two parts. If part of the feature works, then we get a score of 0.5. Otherwise, you get a score of 0 if it's missing the feature. So to eliminate bias, what I usually do with these text editors, I use them on cross-platform, for example, Mac or on a Mac, on Windows, and obviously on Linux. Now, it's because I haven't used Windows as my primary operating system since 2007. That's almost 20 years ago. I don't even bother, like I could do it in a virtual machine or something. I don't even bother anymore. And Mac OS, a customer a long time ago gave me a Mac, which I was using to test. Obviously, I don't have access to a Mac. I know I could do like something like in the cloud or whatever, but I don't bother. So I'm just letting you guys know that, for example, some applications like Guinea, obviously those I did test them in the past when I was using those platforms, but I don't anymore. So, for example, this one, I'm just being honest that it's only on Linux. That's it. And that's the only time I've tested it. So I think it's a good idea to because the reason I wrote this article is because I'm going to come back to it in the future. So then I'll be more in a position to use it cross-platform and give you back my feedback. So this is just I guess you call it an introduction, but I wanted to test it. I wanted a way to test it, so I'm using the usual testing criteria, just to be fair. Okay, so I installed it, I said, using the instructions from the developer's website, and it did not require any additional plugins at the initial install, so that's fantastic. So I'll show you. I downloaded the app image. You can see the app image is here. So in Linux, all you have to do is just change the permissions. You can either right-click in your file manager, go to Properties, and you see here, just make it executable as a program. I'm on the GNOME desktop, so I did that in Atlas. Or you can go in the command line, just type change mode space plus X space and the name of the program, which is Lite XL. That's it. So then after that, you can simply just double click it and it opens up, and you see how quickly it opens up. It actually reminds me of something like GNU Emacs or one of those terminal type editors. So I'm gonna split the screen here so that people who are watching on a vertical machine can also see what's going on. All right, as you can see here, very quickly, obviously it supports folders, because this is a folder, so this could be like your project. I don't like applications where they force you to use their project idea. I'd rather have mine, because I'm saying if I don't like the application, I could use another one. I don't want to be forced to use a project. Now, one good thing about that, I think things even like In NetBeans, they used to force field. They don't do that anymore. I like that. So I do like that feature. I think they were forced to do that because a lot of people were going to text editors of IDEs, so they started implementing that, and I think that's a great idea. Because sometimes you might be your so-called project folder, you might use it for other things. For example, if I'm making a game, I might use Blender stuff to put into there. So Blender doesn't force you to use a project, and then maybe I go to GIMP to do something, go to Inkscape. Could you imagine if all of them forced you to use their own project stuff? That would be super annoying, right? So I like the fact that you can simply just drag a folder which already has your so-called projects. You decide you decide that, not an application. Okay, so as you can see here, I've opened up this PHP file. You see it has different actually programming languages. For example, it has HTML. It already has a syntax highlighting there. It has a CSS. That's a different one. That's this cascading style sheets. And there's some JavaScript here. That's clearly a scripting language. And then we also have PHP as well. That's also a scripting language. But you can see, so this does support multiple syntax highlighting in the same file, which is fantastic. And clearly, that's fine. And then here, this is my regex file. As you can see, I've already enabled the spell check. I'll explain all that stuff later. You can see when I purposely spelled it wrong. Now, one thing it's kind of interesting about this one is you see there's the American way to spell color and then the Canadian way to spell color. It picked both of them up. I've never seen that before in a text editor. Usually, a text editor will pick one or the other. So this one actually picked both of them up, which is really, really surprising for me because I've never seen that a text editor do that. That's usually something that only word processors do. So you see it picked up correctly, and it also does check spelling as you type, which is really, really amazing. Now, what's this one here? Oh, this is Java, is it? Yeah, this is Java. You see Java, it also has the syntax added. Now, clearly, I changed the theme to a dark theme. I think it was light theme, and I checked it to a darker theme. So the dark theme is working pretty well, and there's also does it have? Yeah, one thing I don't like though is you see it doesn't have. I can't collapse this. Yes, there's ways you can collapse it using similar stuff like Vim, but I wish there was a way to just click and it will close, collapse or expand this class. That is one thing that it lacks. Maybe it will come in the future, or they might not even implement it because they want to keep it fast. So that's something I use. It's a useful feature for me. And everything else works pretty well. So for example, you see if I go here, the indentation works properly. I like that. If I go out here, it also works. It works as intended. It does the child or nested one, so that works fine. I'm not sure if it has. Let me see if I don't know if it has. What do you call that thing? Use an ID. What do you call that thing? Is it code assistant or code suggest? Let's see if it has code suggest. Private. Oh, it does. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I didn't realize it had that. Okay, that's pretty nice. Oh, what's another? Boolean. Let me try this Boolean. If I type. Well, let me make this one public. Does it have public? Yeah, it does. So it definitely has it. So I can pick public. Oops. How do I select it though? Did it tab? Okay, it's tab. Public, and I want Boolean. Yeah, it does have Boolean right there. Ooh. Oh, I'm using the down key, so I forget I have to use the. Let's try again. Capital B. Oh, tab. I have to use. Oh no, not book. How do I use Boolean then? Enter? No, it's not enter. Okay, I don't know how to, because I tried to use the cursor, that didn't work. Which keys? The tab didn't work. Is it space? No, it's not space. That is weird. Does anybody know how to pick that one? I tried enter. There's probably some key. Is it down key? No. Left key? No, it's definitely no. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know how you pick the one there because I don't want to keep on typing. Okay, Control Z works for undo. Okay, that's fine. So as you can see, let's talk over the interface first. So if you see here, it's kind of confusing at first because I thought it doesn't have a menu item, but it definitely has a menu item. Is it? Where is the menu? Is it down here? So you see down here it says new doc. You can click that to open a new document, and then you can open a file down here, and you can save. This is find file. You can find command, and then the settings. So let's go to settings. You can see the general settings here. There we go. And then graphics. There, I didn't realize you can change the graphics. I'm guessing it probably runs on the GPU. Maybe that's why it's fast. Okay, and then you have the user interface. You can change all that stuff you want. Sorry, let me go back to the graphics. I didn't scroll down. I apologize. There you go. That's all the graphics. Let me do the same for general, just to be fair. There we go. So you can add ignore files. I guess if you're doing SCM, and then the user interface, you can change the font. And make it borderless if you wish. The editor, the font again, the code font. We can just go down. Indentation space. There we go. Obviously, I can change it from space to a tab if I wish. Space is fine, and then the symbols and the non-word characters. Okay, then we have the editor. Was that the editor? Oh, that was the editor. I apologize. Is this user? Okay, so confusing there. Then development, we have the core log. Okay, that's basically it. And you have the status bar. You can enable it. You can show notifications, and that's it. So that's in the core. And under colors, because you can see, you can pick what colors you want. There's even more, as you saw in the when you went to the website, the GitHub page. Plugins. I did install some plugins. I'll show you that in a second. So if we go to installed, so autocomplete, I didn't install that one. Auto load, detect indent, I didn't install that one. I think the one I enabled was line wrapping. We'll check the notes later. And obviously spell check. Spell check, I enabled that one. And word count. Obviously, those are the ones that I did. The selecting the autocomplete, isn't it? Or yeah, I tried. That didn't work. I tried that. That didn't work. So that was kind of weird. Yeah, because when it didn't work when I tried the arrows. So as you can see, for example, spell check, you just enable it. It's pretty simple here. It's really nice. And line wrapping, you can change it to words, or you can do letters. I think by default it was letters, but I don't like that, so I change it to words. That's my preference. Okay, so then key bindings. Yeah, so you can pick what. Oh, maybe you know what? Maybe you're right. I probably have to maybe change it here to a key binding, which I think is it doesn't. I guess it lets you pick your key bindings. I find that they should at least put some, and they can change it. I prefer that instead of having to spend time or getting somebody else's key bindings. And then here we go under about. You can see it's version 2.1.8, and this, I guess, yes, these are all the contributors and their websites, or at least their GitHub. So the founder here is Rixie. I think that's an I. I don't know if it's an I. Oh yeah, it's an I. So it's Rixie. And then the other people, another founder, Francisco, and then we have Core, Adam, Harrison, and all the rest. You guys can take a look at that yourself. So let's go back. So to close it, you just click there, and that one I want to close it. So if I go back to this Java file, so let's go back there. So I'm going to type public. Okay, so public. If I press I can use the down and arrow key, but I'm saying is if I want public, for example, what key do I press? If I left, it doesn't work. That's the problem. So I try I here, I press enter, it doesn't work, right? So that's what I'm saying, like there's probably a shortcut key, but it's probably not one of the standard ones. So that's the problem. Like I tried space doesn't work, and I tried tab. Let's go back here. I tried tab. Oh, tab works. Now tab is working. Let me try boolean again. So I type boolean, tab. No, there we go. I think you know what? I think it's a bug. I think it's a bug there, because when I did public, it did work. Let's try public again. If I type P, B, yeah, see public, for public it does work, so I think it's a bug. Where when I type boolean, see the boolean thing comes like, and I can use, oh, interesting. I can't go, oh, there's only one item. Is that the problem? When it, oh, now it's working. Okay, that's gonna be a bug. Let's try it again. Public, bool, tab. Yeah, it does, yeah, so that's a bug. That's definitely a bug. It's finicky. It's not consistent. Arrow down to select. Okay, let's try it again. Public, boolean. Okay, you see it's already pre-selected. You see boolean is already pre-selected, but I'm still going to use my arrow key as you suggest. So okay. Oh, okay. Then I tab. Okay, you got it. So that was my fault. Why does it show that little underline? That is weird. One more time. Public, tab. Okay, and then if I go boolean, you see it shows the underline under boolean. I guess it's okay. There we go. And then okay. All right. I think I got it. So I think the reason is when I type public, like pub, there's only, okay, there's two of them, but you see the underline is under published date. Is that the highlighted one? Oh, okay, I got it. It's a color that messed me up. Okay, I got it. So you're right. Okay, I got it. Yeah. So okay, so it does work. So I take my words back. There's no bug. It's like it's what's highlighted that then the tab key will work. Okay, I got it. Sorry about that. I apologize if you guys. Yeah. Okay, I got it. Yeah, that was my fault. It does work. It's not a bug. 100% true. All right. So obviously, let's quickly look at the features here. So as I said, for the theme, it got a perfect score because as you can tell, I'm using obviously a dark theme, and the colors are actually very, very nice. All right. And next, dragging and dropping text file obviously works. But if you guys, so let's go and drag something there. Just to let you know that I did, as I said, I did upgrade the system recently, so some things might break because I'm using Wayland as well. Hopefully they do not. So I'm trying to see, Python. I don't think I have Python here. So I'm going to grab Python and I can drag it, let's say drag it here. So that's Python. So dragging and dropping obviously works. I'm going to close Python. I want to try something. I think, which one was it? Oh yeah, I can't do it. You guys already see it. So if I want to drag its example to half the screen, that part doesn't work. I have to first drag it in here. Yeah, see, it doesn't have a, like for example, if I want to drag it here to the right side, it doesn't work. Actually, let me try it, because some text editors are a little weird. I think sometimes you have to drag it right to the top. Yeah, for example, if I want to put it here in the middle, that doesn't work. Yeah, that doesn't work. So first you have to drag it there, and then you can drag it where you want after that. So that's why that got only a half score, not perfect one. So can we open a very large file? Of course we can, and we're going to do it now. So this is a 1 gig file. As you can see, it's exactly 1 gig. So I just drag it into here, and is it using the CPU? Okay. Oh, I didn't get this before, so I'll click wait. It should open. Okay, the CPU is going up a little bit. I should actually open up the task manager to see what's going on. You guys can see it did open before. I didn't have a problem, so you can see how much memory it's using. I'll just wait again. I think it's using the CPU, and because I'm using the CPU on OBS to record and also to stream, I didn't have these problems before. It just opened up. It took maybe a few seconds, but it did open up. I didn't get this before. Oh, memory is going up. That's a little bit concerning. It's just a text file. Okay, come on. Memory is going to double soon. Wow. All right. Okay, come on. Don't be a pain. It's still using, mostly it looks like it's using just one CPU. Okay, come on. I might have to give up on this. Now, I said the problem could be because I upgraded my system. Maybe there's still some bugs in Fedora 40, the new Fedora 43. But when I used Fedora 42, I didn't have a problem. I said it took just a few seconds and it did open up. So this, I don't consider this a bug because I did see it work. I said it didn't take this long though. And as you can see, I was able to open the file. Like I said, I didn't get that message when I opened up. So it looks like this time it's not going to open. So I don't want to hit quit, but I might have to. Okay, let's do it 2 more times. Okay, so after this 1 more time, if it doesn't open, because that's enough time. Okay, this is the last time. If it doesn't open, you have to close. Yeah, look, the memory is just going up, so I'm just going to close force quit. Okay, so let's open it up again. So that's definitely, I'm not going to consider that a bug because I said it did open and it was working fine. I said it might be, I said the system is still new, so probably I mean, I just upgraded, I said like 2 days ago, literally. Not even, hasn't even been 48 hours, so that could be the problem. All right, I'm still going to leave this score as 1.0 because that's what I did. So I already, let's check a look at that tear off tabs. So the tear off tabs, I'm going to open this regex file. So if you don't understand what tear off tabs means, that if obviously I can edit this file and I can edit this file, but let's say I want to do it, it's not like this. What I mean is I want to tear this off so it's in its own window. For example, I want to take this and put it on a different monitor. So that's what it means by tear off. For example, you see I can drag it, but you see it disappears here. So that's what I mean by tear off. I can't tear this guy off. So that's why, where was I here? That's why I got a 0.5 as well for tear off. Multiple editors can be opened. Yeah, so obviously I'm doing a split right here, and the split can also be, for example, why is it not working this time? Okay, like that, like you see, you can vertically, horizontally. That's what I mean. And each tab view, yeah. So there you go. That's a perfect score. Simple enough. Non-project files, clearly because it's a non-project file. See, they're not in this here. They're separate. So that got a perfect score. Soft wrap. Soft wrap didn't work for me for some reason. I don't know why. Even when I restarted, maybe it's working now. Let's test it out. I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna drag in another document. I'll do this syntax file. I'll put it right here, the top one, and I'll split this. You see, this is what I mean by soft wrap. You see here, publish date. See, it goes here. So this should be on the next line. Oh, it is. Oh, it is working now. But you see, it did. I told it to do by word, but it looks like it did. It does by letter. It doesn't do by word. It looks like, okay, now it's working. Yeah, that was weird. But it broke it off by letter, not by word. You see the word publish date. This should stick as one. This should stay as one word, but it broke it up into. So that's. What did I give it for? I gave it a 1 score. Be enabled by the one, but did not work. I don't know why I gave it a 1 score. I remember now why. I think I enabled it by pressing F10. So I had to press F10 to get it to work. So I think that's how you toggled F10. Yeah, F10. So when I enabled it using the plugin, it didn't work. I had to enable it. That's what I was wondering. How did it get a 1 for a score? I didn't realize it does this. So for example, if I take this guy and put it down here in the regex file, you can see this works properly. You see the word storm went to the next line. That's by word, not by letter. So it does work. That's why I got a perfect score. And I already showed you the what do you call it? what do you call this? Spell check. The spell check plugin. So all I had to do was just downloaded the spell check plugin and the word count plugin, and I put them into my config folder. I'll show you that in a second. Should I do it in the command line? You know what? I'll show you this. I better not do anything stupid. Let me just think for a second. You know what? I'll do it on the command line. I'm not. Yeah, I'll do it on the command line. Just to. I don't want to do anything too stupid. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna go to my. Let's just do here. So do cd home. And I'll go to the .config folder. We'll go to cd Lite XL ls, and you can see. Let me zoom in. You can see here plugins. So if I list in the plugins, you see I have the spell check lure and the word count lure. So if we go back to the GitHub page here, I think there's a link to the plugins. Yeah, see, it says get plugins. So you go there, get plugins, and here are all the plugins. For example, all I did was just find the ones I want, like the spell check. They're just lure files. So for example, let me check spell check. So if you click spell check, this is just a lure file. Okay, it's automatically just a raw file, so I just put it into there. That's all it is. That's literally all I did, and I did that for the spell check and the word count. Okay, so we don't need this anymore. So as you can see down here, the word count also works. For example, if I select this, it should be 3 words. You see it says 2 words right here. It says 2 words. That's actually wrong. It's actually 3. Select everything. What in the world? Okay, let's fuck this one. It says 2 words. I don't know why it's doing that. Let me pick something like so unnaturally. That should be 2 words. Okay, is it because of word drop? Let's get this guy out of here. Go back to regex. Okay, what is going on here? Okay, there we go. It says 1 word. That's not true. That's okay. Almost is 1 word. Naturally is 2 words. Okay. Oh, okay. Maybe I didn't select both of them. Okay, let's select all of them. There we go. Is it because I need a space? Okay. I didn't experience this before. As I said, I don't know if it's my system because I said I recently upgraded. I didn't have this problem when I created the article, because I did test this and I didn't get this problem. Oof. Okay. This is new. But it did work properly. Obviously, for example, the more words you select, see, it's 84, and then you select. Yeah. So this obviously is 3 words. I don't know why it's saying 2 words there. And but if I go down here, just leave a space, then it'll correctly say 3 words. So I'm not sure if that's a bug, because I said I didn't encounter that when I was when I wrote the article. I said it might be something with the GTK or something. So, but it still gets it does work. And I showed you how to do a workaround. And you can do line jump. So for example, here I'm on line 12. So it's Control G, and down here it says go to line. If I can go to line 2, for example, and I like that, it goes right to the beginning. That's perfect. So that's an easy, perfect score. Indentation, I already showed you guys. For example, if I'm here under price, you see automatically goes to the proper indentation. The nested one, for example, here I go to book, it goes there. That's perfect. Find and replace. Fonts. Font scaling. I'll try this one here first. So I just put my mouse, I just click anywhere there. I hold down the control key. I use the middle mouse or the scroll wheel, and you can see you can scroll. So that's a proper way to scroll. Believe it or not, I was kind of weirded out that it also scrolls every other document as well. For example, this one, but I realized normally that's the behavior I do want, because, for example, like in this tutorial, if I zoom in here, I clearly want to zoom in here as well so that you guys can see. So I never really thought of that, because most of the applications I've used before up to today, I mean to this one, when you scroll, it only does one. The I guess the buffer you're on, that's the only one that it does. So that's fine. Find and replace. So Control R if you want to use. You can also use regular expression using Control Shift I. So yeah, that does work. So it's a perfect score. So for example here, I press Control R, and you can see that's to find and replace. But if I do Control Shift I, you can see now I can do. You see it toggles down here. It tells you to toggle X. One thing I think would be a better improvement. I do like when you split them up. Like this one, you have to enter the find first, and then after that you enter the regex. I like to see the both of them at the same time, because sometimes you might I could just enter it all in one line, but I prefer to split them. Even though it's a little bit more work, I like that because it's more it's just more readable. Right, because I can tell if I made a mistake or not easier than if I have to put a backslash and all that stuff as well. Although that's, to be fair, that's I guess that's the easiest way to code it. Okay, so multiple language syntax highlighting. You guys saw that this is the PHP file. I explain it again. There's HTML, there's style sheets, there's JavaScript, and obviously there's PHP down here. So that obviously got a perfect score. Rectangular selection. This one you have to use a control key. So I'll give you an example. Oh, yes, perfect. You see, because I zoomed in, and now this is now the word wrap. You see the word flickered and the word. So if I click, say here, morning, and I hold down the control key, and I go up, you see, I like that. That's the way our rectangular block selection or column selection should work. You see, that's the way it should be. It shouldn't grab this word here and the long, because that was just word wrapping. So that's a perfect score. I like that implementation. Very, very good. Very impressed. And also, the one thing I do like is the way they did the multi-cursor. It's the same. You just hold down the control key. Now, it doesn't work with the. Now, to be fair, the search in the multiple selection is kind of a useless feature, honestly, but I have used it before, and I'll explain. Some people might say, oh, that's a useless feature. Not really, because I'll give you an example which I had to do very recently. I think literally just maybe 4 days ago. I had to use that feature. Now I'll explain to you in a second why that feature. So. First, let me show you the multiple selection. Again, you just hold down the control key, and here, that's another cursor, and I'll put another cursor here, and then you can just obviously start typing, and you can press undo to remove everything. So that works, and again undo. So that's multiple cursors. Now, you might say, why would you need the multiple selection, search in multiple selection with the multiple cursors? So as I said, I'll give you an example. So recently for a project, a website I maintain, they wanted to change the email address. So the sender was something like, sender at domain.com, right? So they wanted to change it to like sender at domain2.com, right? So I did that, and it wasn't working. Now the problem is actually because of Google. I won't get into it, but Google gave me a workaround long time ago. So in order to implement that workaround, I had to add something to the end of the domain. You guys might know this if you have ever worked with Google. So the problem is the sender was still the same, but the receiver and stuff, I had to add some things to it. So what I'm trying to say is that this is where search in multiple selection comes in, because I can pick even in the same file. It doesn't have to be multiple files. I'm talking about multiple files here, but I'm saying even in the same file,
it means that some things need to change, some don't. So that's where this search in multiple selection, at least for my use case. So do I use it often? To be honest, no. I might use it maybe 3 times a year. What I'm saying is the reason I don't use it is because more often is because like I said, there's very few text editors or even IDEs that do support it properly. So that's why I'd rather do it manually. But if they did, I would use it more often. I said they're use cases for me, and they're more even. I said, but sometimes I just if it's just 2-3 files, I'll just do it manually. But if the feature was supported more, I would definitely use it for more cases. Okay, another one is, so that's what I got a 0.5. Oh, so I'll explain here. Let me show you how it doesn't work. So let's say I pick here. I pick this one. I pick this one. Oh, it doesn't even let me pick it. See, I can't even get started. You see, I'm holding out the control key, but it doesn't let me pick another word. So I can't even pretend I can't even get started. So that's why. Now, distraction free, you guys, so obviously you can get rid of stuff, usually stuff like line numbers, you can get rid of this pane, those type of things. So you can you can toggle it by obviously some keyboard shortcuts, or you can go to, I think it's user interface here. For example, here you can make it borderless. What else can you do here? Force disabled, scroll bar. Yeah, there are things you can do here to, I think it's editor. Indentation types. Oh, I don't see it here. Oh, the status bar. You can get rid of the status bar as well. It's already pretty nice. It's pretty much distraction free already. So there's very little more that you need to do yeah, there's very little that you need to. It's pretty. I said it's pretty sparse already, which is pretty good. So there you go. You can you can go ahead, and plus because you can script it in Lua, you can also go ahead and add more things there. So that I get that a perfect score. It's pretty good out of the box as well. Just look at this. Like I've just gone through my coding, and if I need to drag and drop stuff in here, that's it. Alright, the file manager is enabled by default. I didn't have to do anything. I liked that. all the other, including NetBeans, you have to basically enable it. All you have to show it, or it's hidden by default, which makes no sense because you're clearly going to be working on a project. I don't know. It should be the default. So that's a great feature. I would even give this bonuses because of that. Now, unfortunately, for example, my project here, you see, doesn't have any images. So normally, if I'm working on, like, say, a web application, there's going to be an image. The minimum image is going to be the fav icon. So, for example, here, let's say this is going to be my fav icon or the logo. I want to put it into the project. So I go, okay, here's it. I want to put this into the project here. You see, it's going to give me this file is not displayed because it's a binary. Open with another program or open anyway. What? So what should I pick? Open anyway, open another program. I don't want to open it. I want to put it. I clearly want to put it into my project here. Okay, I know you guys saying, oh, you put it here. You should put it inside the folder. Okay, I'll put it right in here. Okay, let's try that. So I'll close. Because that's how NetBeans used to work. Okay, so I grab this. I put it right in the folder right there, right? You see, it comes up with the same thing. So okay, I'll say, oh, open anyway. You see, it opens up here. That's obviously not the desired behavior. So I'm actually curious. I'll open this up again later. I want to try something to see if there's a shortcut to close this tab. Okay, and then obviously terminal is already installed, but it requires, and I think this means enabling. I don't know why I said building. Terminal does from the installation link shortcut follow the folder. The terminal can execute commands, and oh yeah, so I didn't want to install a plugin for this, I think. So if you go to the website, there's actually the screenshot. I don't know where I got the screenshot from, where it showed the terminal. Is it this one here? I can't remember. Yeah, there was a screenshot where maybe it's in plugins. I can't remember, but I didn't feel like installing it. So, oh no, yeah, right. Yeah, sorry.
this language is correct. This language is correct. You have to build it from scratch. That's why I didn't install it. I wasn't lazy. I didn't want to build it. So you have to compile it. That's why I didn't want to. But that's why I said from the screenshot, it looks like it does follow the folder. But I said I didn't feel like compiling it. That's why I didn't install it. Now I remember. So this language is actually correct. I should be more. Where is it here? Terminal. See terminal here. You see it says an integrated terminal for Lite XL, and there's a screenshot as well. So if we go to terminal, normally you see it's not a Lua script. So you see here's the screenshot. This is the terminal here. So it talks about this, and see the thing is, you see you have to build it. You have to install it using LPM, and I didn't feel like doing that. If you want to grab it directly and build it from the repo, you can do that as Linux, Mac, and obviously for Windows. I didn't feel like doing any of that. So that's why I did not, but in good faith, I gave it a 1 because if you really need it, you can do that. Obviously, for me, I can, I was hoping that obviously for Mac and Linux, they have, they come with terminals or the Xterm by default. I was hoping they would have at least a little script that can run it, even just run simple console commands. Even Windows these days, Windows I think 10. It says here Windows 10 Plus. It comes with what is it called? Windows System Linux or something like that. So even the CMD, that would have been fine, right? But no. So I wanted to be fair, so I in good faith. So now, so what was the final score? So the final score for this one, it got an 8.5 out of 10. So there's something I forgot here. Give me a second. There's something I forgot. Oh, did I delete it? There's something I forgot. I mentioned it earlier. So yeah. So I'm not able to. Well, it's not here, but as I said before, I'm not able to collapse. Obviously, that didn't matter because that's not part of my test. But I was really surprised that I'm not able to to expand or collapse that. That is something usually even the most basic editors usually do have for syntax alike. But that doesn't harm the final score. So I got an 8.5 out of 10. I was really disappointed because I thought this would get a perfect score. Very, very close to it, but there you go. Just these little things like this, the 0.5, 0.5, a few of them. I'm surprised how much it went down to. You see, it didn't get a 0 anywhere, which is really nice, but yeah, I got an 8.5 out of 10. So there we go. Now, I said, like, if you really want, I can probably dig down into the Lua and fix those things, but as I said, I prefer if things just worked. I don't mind getting plugins if it will work. Okay, so yeah, so that's it. So with the built-in settings since version 2.1 to tweak fonts, themes, and bark themes, you can also have a link there to the frequently asked questions for Lite XL, and you can explore the plugin ecosystem. I give you an example here. You can install LSP support, Minimap, indent guides via the built-in plugin manager. And for Fedora, if you want to create a desktop inventory for quick launching and add it to your favorites, obviously you can do that very simply. I think I've done tutorials on that as well. Yeah, I do have. It's not just for Fedora, obviously any Linux you can do that. And then for the user configuration file, you go in the same place. It says int.lua, and you can add your own custom Lua tricks. I said I can probably do that myself. All right. So why use me for support and tools? If you like help installing or configuring and migrating Lite XL, especially in Fedora Linux, I'm available for one-on-one online programming tutorials and editor setup assistance. You can check out my programming books available on Amazon. Search for Ojambo. The links are also in the description. You can browse for my programming courses at ojamboshop.com. The link is also in the description. And for one-on-one tutorials, you can contact me on ojambo.com/contact. If you need help installing and migrating Lite XL, you can contact me on ojamboservices.com/contact. So in conclusion, Lite XL version 2.1.8 is a compelling choice if you want a fast, lightweight, extensible editor that you can customize fully and work smoothly on Fedora, Linux, or other platforms. Because it's open source with the MIT license, you're free to adapt it as you like. With just a few minutes, you can have it installed, configured, and ready for programming. If you'd like to get help started or someone to walk you through the migrating from another editor, I'm happy to assist. Thank you for reading this review and installation guide. Stay tuned for more posts on open source development tools. Alright, quick reminder again, I do a live stream every day at 2 p.m. Eastern. You visit ojambo.com, you go to the watch menu, live sub menu, you can see topics for this and upcoming tutorials. And also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments, because it helps the channel grow. And it also helps me because, for example, just today, a few of the viewers, they helped me because I thought it was a bug, and they helped me understand how that works. So I said, I learned something today, and you guys learn as well. So I'm here to share all my knowledge. You know, I've actually, people have asked me, even my clients, they say, Edward, why do you share all this knowledge? You keep it to yourself and just sell it. And I say, no, I want to improve, and I want other people to improve as well. Because, for example, this editor, it's a great editor, but it's missing a few things I like. But I'm saying is some features I like in this editor, which I'm saying. So you know, if somebody else thinking of starting an editor, they can see what's out there, open source or not, and then they can improve. So that's my point. Now, would I use this editor as a daily driver? There are things I do because I have multiple monitors. Not quite, but it's very close. I'm hoping maybe in a future version it will be. For example, one of those things I do use quite a bit is I said I do use the tear off. I'll tell you why I use the tear offs. For example, when I write articles like this one here, I base it on a previous. I use a previous article as a template. So what I do is I'll take some parts I like, and then, for example, like when I'm reviewing editors, clearly I'm using the previous editor I reviewed as a base. So then I can take some things, and you know, here's an example. Like everything here and the table above, that's clearly I just copied from the old one. So I'm saying by being able to quickly view, that's I can see what parts I want, and obviously what parts I need to change. So using stuff like regex, is, you know, search and replace, multiple cursors, I was saying, those type of things are very, very handy for me when I'm for my personal needs. And then obviously for customers and stuff, when I'm coding, I like to stay in the same editor, so that way I can get familiar with it. All right. With that, I do have 3 other recommended resources. I'm going to start with the SpaceX Starlink residential service. So I do have a referral link. If you do use a referral link, this one right here, I'll get 1 month free, and you guys will get some discount. The discount and its duration will depend on your geographical location. I do use the SpaceX Starlink because I'm in a rural area where there's no internet, and the cellular service is sporadic. So I do use it also as for Wi-Fi calling, so I'm able to call, receive voice, text messages, including MMS. So I don't have to pay any roaming fees. So that's fantastic. And it works. Last winter was very harsh, and it worked no problem. I leave mine on the ground because it stays cool on the ground. I don't put it in the roof because I think when I get slightly more older, I don't want to be climbing up on the roof to replace it or anything like that, or fix it, anything. The ground is just where I want it to be. Okay, and then the other one is this little guy here. It's called the Honeywell HeatBud Personal Ceramic Heater, and I also have an affiliate link for this one. So this little guy, it's 250 watts, but it has 2 settings, low power and the high power. The high power is obviously 250 watts. The low power is 170 watts. So I'm working on an article for this, and I'll make a video. I don't know if the video will be live, but basically because of this little guy, from the beginning, actually not beginning, no, from October of last year till about late October, late April, I was able to save a lot from propane, because the house here is heated by propane. Propane is only used for heating, so the furnace. So it's very, very expensive because it has to be trucked in, and it's extremely expensive. Like, for example, the first year I was here, it was mild. Sometimes I was spending $350 a month on propane, which is preposterous. So last winter, when it was the coldest, was obviously in February, I think the most I paid was maybe $250, $240. So this little guy helped me save $100. And this year, I'm even more crazy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, I just turned on the heater, actually just today, the first time I turned on the heater. All of October, I was just using this little guy. So what I do is, I'll explain in the article what I do. So I expect to save even more, way more than even last year, no matter what the temperature is outside. All right. So this one I said I do have an affiliate link. So if you're thinking of heating up yourself, you can get it. It's very small, as you can see. I can hold it in one hand. It's a small little guy, and it works extremely well, because sometimes if the temperature drops maybe to 20 degrees, 19 degrees, 18 degrees, you want to crank up the heater. But the problem is, because it's central heating, it's gonna heat up all the rooms, right? Even the rooms you're not in. For example, I'm here. I spend most of the day here when I'm not outside looking at the chickens or the yard or whatever. So it doesn't make sense to heat up, all those rooms over there, or even this room. It doesn't make sense to heat up everything in this room. It just the area I'm working and just me. That's why it's called a personal. That's why I like it. So it just sits on the desk here. I switch it on when I feel I need a little, I just need a little bit of heat. It works fantastic. All right, so there's that, and the last thing is, the month is over, but I guess force of habit. So I've been promoting this guy, the Algorithmic Serpent. It's a novelette I created myself. See my name there, Ojambo. It's available on Amazon as well in paperback and ebook version. It's about a scientist who creates an AI system and loses his mind. So he has to regain control of his mind and the AI system. As you can see, this is the back. And you see, this is a real pages there. It's a novelette. So it's a psychological thriller. I made it as affordable as possible. It's basically at cost. The reason for that is because I wanted to get in many people's hands as possible, so they can provide me with feedback. Because I want to grow as a writer. I want to get better. So I obviously also have programming books, but I like writing. So I want to improve my writing skills as well. So let me know if you guys get it. If you have Kindle Unlimited, it's free. So you can get it there if you do have Kindle Unlimited. It's available on Amazon. Thank you guys. And that's the end. I am going to, not sure what we're going to do tonight. There's a lot of AI stuff. I could probably do a whole week of night streams just doing AI stuff. There's a lot of exciting AI stuff. You guys saw, it's the one from last night. You should watch that one. If you have a low spec machine, for example, like a laptop, you should check out the live stream I did yesterday for AI chat. I created my own custom web UI, so it's very lightweight using Llama CPP. I have some really good news as well. I found a model that's small and very accurate, and even better is I found something that might replace Comfy UI. So you have to wait for that one, because I said I need to test it first, and I was blown away. So that's fantastic news, because it means that if you have low spec, you don't need like a high spec machine anymore to run some AI models. Really good AI models. So over the coming weeks I will explain all that stuff. And of course, as usual, we'll build our own web UI, because one of the things I don't like about the other web UIs, they're so bloated, because they're more generic. They have to support so many GPUs and all this kind of stuff. So if you build one for yourself, it will be just optimized just for your system or for your resources or what you need. You don't need anyways, I'll explain all that later.
All right, and with that said, I'm going to check the live chats. Okay, I'm going to start with BitChute. I don't see one for BitChute yet. That's fine. I'll go to Rumble. Rumble, hi everybody on Rumble. I don't see one there. Go to Odyssey. Oops, I didn't even start Odyssey. Odyssey. Okay, there's nothing there for Odyssey. And YouTube, obviously, I'll give some shout outs to Blushans and Amasdat. How are you, Amasdat? Amasadat. How are you, sir? How are you doing? Good to have you in the live chat, Amasadat. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't, by the way. All right, so no problem. Thank you very much for subscribing and watching the video. So I'm going to end this now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. So as a reminder, what are we doing tomorrow? Tomorrow we're doing the GOGS, which is a Git. It's a Git server, and I will have another announcement to make tomorrow, because that's the end of the Git. I don't have any more topics for Git, but if you guys, so I'm open to anything. If you guys have anything you want to do Git related, if not, maybe I'll stop doing Git stuff for a while, and maybe I'll start doing more AI stuff. That slot will be taken up by AI, because I said there's a lot of exciting AI stuff. I can't even keep up, so maybe we'll do that, or maybe I'll do hardware reviews. So just to take up that slot for a while. All right, guys, have a great day. I have to run and look after the chickens, and I'll be back again tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm not sure what we're gonna do tonight. Usually, the best time to chat with me is the night streams at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, because that one is more relaxed. I don't have to like run look after the chickens right after, and obviously it's more, you can ask any questions you want as long as you want. Like some of the night streams, some of them go up to almost 4 hours, so it's free there. But this is an issue in my Kali Linux that the mouse cursor is showed but not working. How can I fix this problem? Are you using Wayland? If you're using Wayland, you can try the X11, or what I did is I'm actually using a so Amma is asking. I want to talk to you about this issue. Maybe tonight, if you can join tonight's live stream, we can probably resolve it together. So I have a trackball mouse. It has multiple buttons and all that kind of stuff. So what I did is I don't know if Kali Linux uses GNOME Desktop. Let me show you what I did with mine before I stop this. So here we go. I don't know if you're using GNOME Desktop, but I'm using GNOME Desktop. I'll tell you how I fixed mine. So I went to where's the mouse here? Mouse and touchpad. So what I did was I just slowed down the pointer here. You see, this is it's slightly less than half, and I turned on the acceleration here. And you see, you can try one of this stuff, and you can test the settings. So this is on the GNOME Desktop. Obviously, this is for, I said I just upgraded GNOME, but I had to do this to fix my my issues. I'm using Wayland, by the way. I don't know if you're using Wayland, so that's what I did. So if I go to system here, you can see I go to about, and you can see my system details. You see I'm using Wayland, and this is my kernel. Maybe it could be an old kernel as well. And yeah, so this is my system here. I'm using the GNOME Desktop. I'm using Fedora 43. Obviously using. Did it say what GNOME version I'm using? Here, it doesn't say anymore. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's weird. Oh, it does. Oh, here. I don't know. I missed it. I'm using GNOME 49 because I said I just upgraded literally just 2 days ago. It's not even 2 days ago yet. So there we go. All right, guys. 8:30 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. Bye now.